It was a rainy Friday night when Maya found herself alone at home for the weekend. Her parents had gone to visit relatives in another town, leaving her in charge of their old Victorian house, nestled at the edge of a dense forest. The house was charming by day, but eerie by night, with creaking floorboards, ancient furniture, and walls that seemed to whisper when the wind howled. Maya was scrolling through her phone on the living room couch, the soft glow of the screen the only light in the room. The rain outside tapped relentlessly on the windows, accompanied by the occasional rumble of thunder. She felt a sense of unease, but dismissed it as paranoia from watching too many horror movies earlier that week. At around midnight, as she was about to head to bed, she noticed something odd. The large antique mirror in the hallway, a family heirloom, seemed to shimmer faintly, as if reacting to the lightning flashes outside. She approached it, drawn by an inexplicable curiosity. Her reflection stared back at her, but something was off. The reflection seemed slightly delayed, as if it were lagging behind her real movements. She waved her hand slowly. Her reflection mirrored her action, but with a slight delay. "Weird," she muttered, chalking it up to her tired eyes playing tricks on her. Deciding she'd had enough for the night, she headed upstairs to her bedroom. At around 2 a.m., Maya woke up to a faint sound, a rhythmic tapping noise. She groggily sat up and realized it was coming from downstairs. Grabbing her phone as a flashlight, she crept down the stairs, her heart pounding in her chest. The sound was coming from the hallway. As she reached the bottom of the stairs, her gaze fell on the antique mirror. Her reflection was there, but this time it wasn't moving. Maya froze. She waved her hand, but the reflection remained still, staring at her with wide, unblinking eyes. The tapping sound stopped abruptly. She felt a cold chill run down her spine. "Hello?" she called out, her voice trembling. The house was silent except for the faint hum of rain outside. Gathering her courage, she stepped closer to the mirror. Suddenly, her reflection grinned. A sinister, toothy grin that stretched unnaturally wide across its face. Maya screamed and stumbled backward, dropping her phone. The light flickered and went out, plunging her into darkness. When she managed to pick up her phone and turn on the flashlight, the mirror was back to normal. Her reflection moved in sync with her again, albeit shakily. Convinced she was just imagining things, she backed away and locked herself in her room, determined to wait until morning before calling someone for help. But the night had other plans. Around 3 a.m., Maya heard soft footsteps outside her bedroom door. She held her breath, clutching her phone tightly. The footsteps stopped, followed by a faint, raspy whisper. "Maya!" Her blood ran cold. She hadn't told anyone she was home alone. Summoning her courage, she crept toward the door and pressed her ear against it. The whispering continued, incoherent but haunting. Then she heard the sound of glass shattering. Her mind raced. Was it the mirror? She flung the door open and rushed to the hallway, but the mirror was intact. However, her reflection was gone. Maya stood frozen, staring at the empty mirror. Her phone buzzed, startling her. She looked down and saw a message from an unknown number. It read, "Stop looking at the mirror." Terrified, she looked up, and there it was, her reflection, but it wasn't alone. Standing behind her in the mirror was a shadowy figure, tall and gaunt, with hollow eyes and long skeletal fingers. Maya whipped around, but no one was there. When she turned back to the mirror, the figure was closer, its hand reaching toward her. Panicking, she ran back to her room and locked the door. Her phone buzzed again. This time, it was a picture. Her heart sank as she opened it. It was a photo of her, taken from behind, staring into the mirror. The night seemed endless. Every time she glanced at the mirror, the shadowy figure was closer, its features becoming more distinct. Its face was a grotesque mockery of humanity, with deep, sunken eyes and a mouth that seemed to stretch into the void. At 4 a.m., the lights in the house flickered and went out completely. The rain outside had turned into a storm, the wind howling like a banshee. Maya huddled in the corner of her room, clutching her phone. Then she heard it. A low growl, coming from the corner of her room where the mirror hung. She dared to shine her flashlight toward it and screamed. The figure had stepped out of the mirror, its hollow eyes fixated on her. Before she could react, it lunged at her. When Maya's parents returned the next morning, they found the house eerily silent. The hallway mirror was shattered, shards of glass scattered across the floor. They searched the house but found no sign of Maya. The only thing left was her phone, lying face down on the hallway floor. When they picked it up, the screen lit up, showing a single photo. The same shadowy figure, grinning, with Maya trapped inside the mirror. From that day on, anyone who looked into the antique mirror claimed to see Maya, her face frozen in terror, begging for help from the other side. And so, the story ends? Or does it? What would you do if you saw something strange in your mirror tonight? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this chilling tale, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more terrifying stories. And remember, never look into a mirror alone at night. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next nightmare.